Our contribution is entitled Experimental and Numerical Investigation of Gate Key Joints of Rectangular Love Section Trusses. We find in Figure 1 the experimental test setup with dimensions of the truss in Table 1 and different parameters in Table 2. The electrical resistance strain trusses are placed on the four faces of the element considering the joints in order to measure the strains. The results of the experimental test are clear in Figure 2 and Figure 3, which presents the variation of the axial force in the brackets with respect to the loads, which was linear up to a maximum load of 50 kN. We found here in Figure 4 the curves of the load strain curves in the cord face. The deformation of the front wall of the cord behave linear up to experimental load of 20 kN. While in Figure 5 we found the load friction curves of side walls of the cord have similar appearance to that of the face of the cord, except that their plasticization caused significant deformation resulting in clear visible buckling. The experimental results are validated with numerical results, which were conducted with software ABAQUS. The results of the experiment of the numerical analysis are clear in Figure 8 and Figure 9, which presents the load strain curves in compression balances between numerical and experimental results. We find a good agreement between the numerical results and the experimental results. In Figure 10 and 11, we find the bending moment in the cut walls, which was predominantly in a single curvature. It varies linearly with the applied load up to experimental load of 40 kN. We find here the deformations and local bucklings of the cord walls. The same deformation was being seen in the numerical model. In addition to that, we can see in Figure 14 the load strain curves in the cord side walls of different slenderness ratio. Finally, several numerical and experimental
investigation
are carried out in order to establish a design standard.